Okay, hello everybody. We are going to attempt to factor a general trinomial. So here, this is a trinomial that does not have a leading coefficient of 1. That's important. If it's got a coefficient of 1, then do it the easy way. That was the previous video. These general trinomials are a little bit more difficult. You don't want to spend all this extra time if you don't have to. So let's look at an example. Let's say I want to factor this. I've got 2x squared minus x and minus 6. Okay, I've got a general trinomial. I don't have that leading coefficient of 1, I have a leading coefficient of 2. So let's go step by step on how to do this. Step number 1. Multiply the leading coefficient and the constant term together. So I have leading coefficient of 2, and my constant term here is a minus 6. With the signs attached. This minus is attached to the 6. So I take 2 times a minus 6, which gives me a minus 12. Then you need two numbers and multiply to this number and add to the middle coefficient. So here the middle coefficient I have is a minus 1. So I'm taking minus 12, and I need two numbers that multiply to minus 12 and add to that middle number. So here the only two that are going to work are minus 4 and 3. Minus 4 times 3 is a minus 12. And minus 4 plus 3 is a minus 1. So it's the same kind of thing that we do when we've got trinomials with leading coefficients of 1. And normally those are how it factors, but not when you have a general trinomial. So let's take a look at the next step. Okay, I made some more room here, so remember this is still we're trying to factor 2x squared minus x minus 6. Multiply the leading coefficient and the constant term together, minus 12. I got my two numbers and multiply that and add to the middle term. And now I use those to break up that middle term. So, and the order doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you write minus 4 first or the positive 3. So I'm going to equal sign here. I've got leave the first term alone and then use these to break up the middle term. So I got a minus 4x plus 3x minus 6. And then quick check. What's minus 4x plus 3x? We're back to that minus 1x again. So I'm set. Okay, one more step to go. Now it's time to factor by grouping. I took a trinomial and I've made a 4-term polynomial. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Anytime you have 4 terms, you should try grouping. So the way to do grouping is I go, take the 2x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 6, and I look at the first 2 terms. And I factor those, so I don't even look at these last 2. So what's the greatest common factor of these first 2 terms? And you need the greatest common factor. So here it's going to be, well, you can take a 2 out of both 2 and 4, and they both have an x. So I take a 2x out, parenthesis. If I take a 2x out of this term, I've taken the 2 out and 1x. 1x. Minus stays minus. I'm not factoring on anything negative, so the sign remains the same. I took a 2 out, so to get back to a 4, I need a 2, and I took out that x. That is the first start. Now you want to match whatever is in parentheses. So I look, okay, what do I need to factor out of these 2 in order to make that happen? And the answer is a plus 3. If I take out a positive 3 out of these 2, that leaves me with x minus 2. And now we finish it off. Finish off the grouping. Now these are both in common, and that gets factored out. X minus 2, parenthesis, parenthesis, 2x plus 3. And we got it. That's how this guy factors. These 2 are the same. This is just in factored form. Okay, let's run through one more. Okay, let's try to factor this. I've got 3x squared plus 10x minus 8. We're going to try to give this a shot. So I've got a general trinomial. I can't pull that 3 out and make it have a 1. Always look for greatest common factor first, but these 3 have nothing in common. I can't take anything out of them. So I multiply the leading coefficient and the constant term together with the sign attached. So 3 times a minus 8 gives me a minus 24. And now I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to minus 24 and add to positive 10. Since they're multiplying to something negative, I know one's got to be negative and one's got to be positive. And now I'm going to look at combinations of 24. What do we have? We have 1 and 24. It's not going to work. 2 and 12. 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Oh, 2 and 12 should work. So make sure you get the sign right. If I want to add to a positive 10, then the 12's got to be positive, and the 2 has got to be negative. Minus 2 plus 12 is positive 10, and minus 2 times 12 is the minus 24. Okay, equals, leave the first term alone. Remember, if it had been a leading coefficient of 1, we would be done. The numbers would be the factors, but it's not. It's a general. So all these do is split up your middle term. So I'm going to go minus a 2x plus 12x minus 8. There are my 4 terms, and now we do grouping. Okay, look at the first two. What can I take out of these? Only an x. So parenthesis, that gives me 3x minus 2. And now I know I want to match this. So if I look at these two terms, what can I take out of 12x and minus 8? And the answer is a positive 4. You always got to have a plus or minus sign here. You're taking out something positive or negative every single time. So that's going to leave me with 3x minus 2. This is in common with this. Get factors out. We get 3x minus 2, parenthesis, parenthesis, and x plus 4. And now, my friends, you know how to factor general trinomials. And that is the end of this section.